The purpose of this speech is to express gratitude for the dedication and work of the instructors and students over the past 3 months. The audience will be firefighters and their family members. His goal is to utilize eye contact while reading the speech and work on things such as having speech inflection. And so therefore, let us welcome Brian.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Brett, and I'm currently serving as the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1. It is a great honor to be able to speak to all of you tonight as we congratulate the 13 men and women who have completed the rigorous 13-week Chelan Douglas Recruit Academy. As with all major accomplishments, there are key individuals whose investment inspired these recruits and made this moment possible. Their time and dedication began weeks before the program started and required many hours before and after each day. Without them, the success of the Recruit Academy would not be possible. At the top of the list are the lead instructors, Austin Flemons, Mitch Markison, Cody Shelton, all of whom organized, instructed, and led the 1901 Recruit Academy. Additionally, the depth of training provided by our adjunct instructors, Seth Ellis and Herb King, added immeasurable value to the training received by our recruits. Lastly, this wouldn't all come together without the tedious logistics and leadership provided by Assistant Chief John Glenn and our training captain, Al Torres. Thank you for building these future servants in our community and beyond. Thank you all again for your professionalism, commitment, and compassion for this Recruit Academy. And of course, to all those who are here to recognize these graduates, family, friends, loved ones, and members of our community, thank you. Selfish ambition alone cannot fuel a person through 13 weeks of intense physical and mental training. Lasting motivation comes from the love and support you all provide. For every person on this stage, there are numerous people who taught them discipline and dedication. We merely honed and applied it to the skills needed to be successful firefighters. They were already great before they showed up, and for that we thank you. 350 plus hours, 21 IFSTA chapters, 480 minutes of exams, and an immeasurable number of pounds lifted, carried, dragged, brought us here tonight. Perhaps the only low number is the hours of sleep you all had these past few months. I have to ask, was it easier than you expected? If you answered yes, let me remind you that you haven't received your certificates yet. There's still time for more PT. Just kidding. It would be a surprise hazmat ops exam. Suffice it to say, the past 3 months haven't been a walk in the park. There have been many moments you may have wanted to give up. You weren't sure if you would make it to tonight to cross the finish line. For those of you who have not been through a Recruit Academy, let me be the first to say you have heard every moan about how hard this program is. Perhaps it was in the morning when they woke up before dawn, after what felt like a 5-minute nap. Maybe it was in the evening as they sat studying while their entire body ached. Or possibly they complained about how Instructor Flemons was too nice and didn't yell at them enough. I'm sure the last one was the most common. Graduates, during these past 3 months, you spent a lot of time learning about the skills and knowledge needed to be a firefighter, from basic pump operations to hazardous material operations. You've undoubtedly discovered new muscles in your body, one that only aches after strenuous hose drills. You might have thought during your training that we were heaping extra everything to mess with you. Let me assure you, you are correct. But there was also a greater purpose. Honing these tactical firefighter skills, developing control over the muscles in your body, will allow you to be more observant physically and mentally in strenuous situations. Solidifying the foundational knowledge base will allow you to exercise your analytical ability rather than being paralyzed in recall mode. As they say, any firefighter knows how, a good firefighter knows why. However, your most critical lesson has been taught more indirectly. All of us have our own weaknesses and strengths. And even if you are the most gifted human in the country, I challenge you to complete an oriented man search alone. You might be able to throw a ground ladder by yourself, but it's sure a heck of a lot easier to have a team member on the other end. It's more effective and more efficient having a heel person in our hose evolutions to undo the kinks and get us around the friction points as we take a hose line through a building and around all the corners. As firefighters, we recognize that we cannot succeed alone. Next to you are your fellow recruits who struggled with you, who have the same passion and enthusiasm you have, with the same desire to help others, and who you relied on these past 13 weeks as they did you. Passion, enthusiasm, and teamwork. All of you will go your individual paths. This is but one step along your journey. After the full resident program, you may end up joining our team, Chelan County 1, or Chelan County 7, or Douglas County 2. Others may continue elsewhere, and whichever department you join is lucky to have you. Some of you may even take a different route, beginning a different fulfilling career. Wherever you end up, remember you cannot do it alone. Any meaningful success is littered with insurmountable obstacles and challenges, with many fires along the way, both literal and metaphorical. As you know, putting out fires is not a one-person job. It requires the collaboration of others. Relying on others is not a sign of weakness. Instead, it is our greatest source of strength. To the 1901 class, I believe I speak for everyone here. We are all immensely proud of what you've accomplished and look forward to what you will become. I have only a few more words of advice. First, every day, bring a positive attitude and best effort. Second, learn one thing new and make one thing better. If you apply this every day, you will never stop progressing. We look forward to hearing of your future accomplishments. We know you'll exceed our expectations. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the Chelan Douglas Recruiter Academy Class 1901.